Omuri Paro Business Center webara kwa nogenda omizo no kuinga amukutuguri tugwa YouTube, Facebook ntubantu sima icyo kwa no subscribing ndi noza kuba nofuna bingi munonga ebitaro tugeno miso no kwereka onakurera izuba turahanuya a Rwanda aro kandi turi ya factory ebari no bigoro Omubutongore factory ejene Yomwani kandi nemwe ekuza kuyamba bamwe ombahinji abari kurenga 10 abari omugombora eyarieru hamwe na chwamba konka onakurera izuba aroho okuruga omihanga Japani ninga Ambasada ya Japani no yiza wanyuma yo kugenda miso no kusupportinga encourage yo korango abantu bombyaro baruga omuboro otakarugaho nsaka tugenda omisa no kwantukoreka bingi munonga kandi ni kugenda subscribing liking kandi nsaka tugenda mwe cyo no kubona ko korango tuwarugaho orebe bingi ebyo butakumanya hamwe na no kuvuga empinga yo mwana na no mwana omuji
continue modifying relation and equation with the human being. We are here to place and commission the works and hands given to one of us, Johnny, through the Japanese embassy to our country, Uganda. May your peace continue to reign. May you continue to bless the generosity. May you continue to bless the people who are going to use it. May you bless them and protect them as they progress. For what you have done has got sisters. May you continue to bless all invited guests. May you continue to bless our energy that this day Thank you, my friend.
This is our store.
Okay.
It has two parts.
Two parts, okay.
Yeah, it has two parts.
Okay.
This part from here to the other side.
Okay.
But first of all, let's unveil the plate.
Okay. Right.
So here it is. You push it either this side or this side.
Okay.
The choice is yours.
Okay. I push, you pull.
Oh.
No. I pull, you push.
Okay,
Okay, right.
fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2. Okay.
This coffee store and solar dryers. The solar dryers up there.
Okay.
Were constructed with support from the government of Japan and commissioned by the Ambasada of Japan to Uganda on 30th June, today, 2022.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
You have to smile.
Okay.
Yes.
You eat feeling.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Thank you. Coffee.
Coffee. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have this section and the other section.
So it's different.
Yeah, this section is for unprocessed coffee.
So
Unprocessed.
raw, green.
Yes, green bean. Then the processed coffee is going to be on the other side. So we have made the rooms different so that the finished product is on well finished flour. But for the unprocessed coffee, this flour is good enough. And it is in smaller rooms because we have different types of coffee. We have Arabica, we have Robusta, we have parchment. Parchment is coffee which has been washed from the garden. It is processed. The outer skin is removed when it's still wet. Then it is dried. It is dried with a silver cover.
Oh,
yeah, it has a silver cover because the other outer cover has been removed when it is fresh. So when it is after it is removed, it is washed. So they call it washed processing. Washed processing. Yes. So the coffee is dried when it is washed. It has a much better flavor. It is of much higher quality, and the price is even much higher.
That's good.
Yes. So there is also coffee which is dried directly from the garden. From the garden with its skin, in cherry form. So when you do that, that is called natural processing.
It's different.
Yeah, it is different. Even the price is different.
Which is higher?
The washed coffee is much higher in terms of price. Yeah, but today the American market is now preferring the natural process. So there is there are dynamics in the coffee market. There are different preferences from different countries.
Yes, I understand that. Okay.
Rama. Now this one is an old one which we constructed. Yeah, the members contributed money and constructed that block. Yeah. So here we have.
So this will be a kind of extension, or are you still going to use that one?
This one is where our old machine is.
Okay.
That's where we do primary processing. We do primary processing. By primary processing, I mean that we just remove the skin. We don't do the grading, we don't do the color sorting, we don't do final touches to make an export product. We do that in another factory in Kampala before we export. But fortunately, after doing all this, we have been able to attract other development partners. We have been able to attract United States African Development Foundation that have just given us a grant of $250,000 US.
Oh, that's good.
Because we have started attracting bigger markets and also bigger donors and other donors.
Oh, I see.
So they have given us that grant to purchase a full-fledged, complete processing plant so that we can do all the processing here up to export level. We don't need now to take our coffee to another processing plant in Kampala. We just need to do everything from here, ready for going into a container, ready for export.
It means the farmers here will get more income?
Definitely.
Okay, good,
Definitely.
good.
And we sincerely thank you for that. So this is one of the rooms.
So actually it's a room.
Yeah, it's a storage room.
You can walk in?
Yes, definitely. No problem.
We don't want to spill your coffee.
So these stores are not yet commissioned, so we are not allowed to use them. But from today we can use the stores.
Yes.
I hope His Excellency will allow us to start using the stores from today.
No, the earlier the better. Earlier the better.
Yes. So this is one of the major rooms for unprocessed coffee. We shall continue the other side looking at the different unprocessed coffee storage rooms until we go to the stores that are going to be used for processed coffee, ready for export.
How many farmers you have?
600 farmers.
Oh!
Yeah, we have 600 farmers. At the time when we made our application in 2019,
yes.
we were 500 farmers, but we have had an additional 100 farmers.
And still coming?
Yeah, still coming. We would have possibly gone up to 1,000, but because of the corona lockdown, we didn't hold bigger meetings. Because it is on bigger meetings that we are able to receive more farmers joining the cooperative as registered and paid up members. Let's proceed. 100, all of it. 100 tons. Yes, 100 tons.
So maybe clarification about the processed coffee that we have here. Unprocessed coffee. Is it the one that has come from the field of fresh, or this one which has been dried somewhere?
It has been dried and it comes here.
So you keep it in bags?
Yes, in bags. Then it is put in the machine. It is processed. You remove the outer skin. After removing the outer skin, the traditional here people call it clean. Clean coffee.
Okay, now I understand.
So it is put in the finished or processed coffee. The other side.
Now I understand. Clean. When you say clean, I understand.
Cut together, right? Yes. Yes. No more cameras there. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Clap, please. Okay. Okay. Can you get this? This is Arabic?
This is Arabica.
Arabic.
Yes. This is Arabica, natural dry.
Natural dry.
Yeah, from the garden.
Okay.
It has been placed here.
Okay.
And these solar dryers, with this solar drying system, we are able to get the coffee without any contamination. There is no way we can get any soil, any stones, because it is kept in a clean environment. And then another thing, these solar dryers can't allow this coffee to ferment or to work mold because there is enough heat. The reason why you don't feel a lot of heat is because we have raised these ones. We can raise them or lower them to increase the heat. But we can't leave them down because the heat will be too much and our coffee will be cooked instead of being dried. And we don't want that. So the drying must follow a certain trend. So, but when you dry it like this, it spends between 12 and 14 days. Between 10 and 12 days, it is dry. 10, 12 days it's dry. But then if you remove this cover when it's still wet and you dry it, that is washed processing, I talked about the other side, then that one is able to dry even faster. It takes between 8 and 10 days to dry. Then this one takes 8 to 10 days. So this solar dryer, one of this is this dryer is 30 meters here and 20 meters here, double bed. It has a capacity of drying 10 tons of coffee. And so in a span of, if we can get 10 tons here, times 3, those are 30 tons. 30 tons of coffee within a span of about 2 weeks. And so if we go for a month, we have 60 tons. Those are about 3 boxes. 3 containers. 3 containers.
20 feet containers. Yes. Okay.
So that's what we have. This one is now in its not almost dry. It's now in its 10th or 11th day.
Right?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, when it is still fresh.
Okay, then first clean it.
Yeah, we first clean it. This is what we do. When the coffee arrives, we put it in water, float it, remove the floats, dry them separately. That is grade 2 coffee. Then the one which sinks, we make sure that there are no green cherries. We make sure it is only red cherries, and that is first grade specialty. We have specialty markets. At the moment, we don't export second grade. Second grade is bought locally by other dealers. But at the moment, we only have specialty and premium markets for the outside.
How do you know that this coffee comes from farmer A, it is farmer B?
Oh, okay. We have a traceability tool. We have a mobile application where all our farmers are digitally registered.
Yes.
We have details of each and every farmer on our mobile phones. We have the mobile team that receives goes to the field and also receives the coffee from the farmers. So they know that this farmer, these are the details we have on each and every farmer. We have the name, we have the ID card number, we have the age, we have the pictures of the garden and the homestead, we have the number of trees, we have the acreage, we have the coordinates, we have the latitude, the longitude, and the altitude.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So now, when this coffee comes here, we know that this coffee is from such and such a village on table number 2 or drying table number 3 in our system. And these are the suppliers. These are the farmers that brought this particular coffee. So that our coffee is traced backwards. In case of anything, we can trace it backwards. Okay. Yeah, we can trace it backwards and know this coffee was received on such and such a date from such and such a village by the following farmers. So our coffee can easily be traced.
Okay. Now, do you have a mechanism whereby you help the farmers improve on their production and their produce there? Because someone may bring coffee which is of poor quality, because you know that this coffee has come from John and it's of poor quality. Do you have these
extension workers?
Yes.
We have 2 extension workers as full-time staff of the cooperative, and we also receive a lot of extension services and support from the district. Because in each and every sub-county, there is an extension officer under the production office at the district level. So each sub-county has such an officer. So we work hand in hand. And 2 years back, United States of USAID had a program called the Cafe Africa. And they went to different districts, and Rubiris was one of the beneficiaries. So they trained coffee extension workers. They also train some model farmers from each and every sub-county and each and every parish. So we also have model farmers. She's one of them. She's the vice chairperson. Actually, you are going to visit her garden after commissioning.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah.
She's one of the model farmers.
Okay.
Very well trained, so that other farmers can also learn from her garden.
So she's a success story.
Very successful.
Very successful story. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay.
So now, I invite His Excellency to the function.
Okay, right. Thank you so much. Oh, so everything is DX, digital transformation, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
I will give again the challenge we have. Automatically, it is poor road network. Poor road network. So, as chairperson, the guest of honor, if you can support us on this one, we can improve faster. Take a step with it. Kunojirangu nkukundya mutima gwanja bakuterenga mpango mnonga. Our guest of honor of today's function, I took also the opportunity to thank Honorable Mubangizi for supporting the community and developing the community. Supporting us on water system project. I thank him. He's a big crowd. And is West Besa Lugwa Chaluganda, Ankungu, Nanogo Nyokusoza na Nka Kilini, Kika Main Road. Abantu mbaza kudevelopinga mnonga, kandi nche tukwenda mu Uganda, na Negombora na district, tukura ntukunda. You stay at home. Thank you very much. And is West Besa Lugwa Chaluganda, Ankungu, Nanogo.
Sir, on behalf of all the people present here, I wish to welcome you to Rwanda Local Farmers Cooperative Society Limited. You are most welcome. Rwanda Local Farmers Cooperative Society was established as a farmers group in 2012 and has since transformed into a cooperative society. The cooperative consists of 600 farmers. Those are 452 men and 148 women. Our mission is to assist farmers improve coffee production and productivity through training in good agronomic practices, improving post-harvest handling, and identification of markets that pay farmers good prices. The project being commissioned today consists of 1 coffee store and 3 coffee solar dryers, which you have just toured. My speech, Your Excellency, is divided into 3 thematic areas. Why the project was done, that's number 1. Number 2, what was done, plan, and future plans. Let me start with why the project was done. This area produces large volumes of coffee, about 400 tons per annum, 80% being Arabica and 20% being Robusta. Arabica coffee which has a high moisture content, is picked during the rainy season. Drying it under the traditional open sun drying is a big challenge. Due to limited space for drying and storage at household level, most coffee would ferment and develop mold, hence compromising coffee quality. Buyers would either buy such coffee cheaply or would not buy it at all. And as a result, coffee farmers suffered income losses. In an attempt to address this challenge, and started drying their coffee on a common drying ground around this place where we are. Coffee would be spread out on tarpaulins under the sun to dry and would be covered in tarpaulins when it would start raining or at night. Each farmer would take care of his coffee or her coffee during the drying process. But with time, the drying and storage space became too small to handle the increasing coffee volumes. In order to address these challenges, the cooperative therefore sought for support from the Embassy of Japan to construct coffee solar dryers and a coffee facility to enable the society to produce good quality coffee, which would attract better prices from the buyers, a factor that would boost farmers' earnings. Your Excellency, sir, allow me to talk about what was exactly done. The project started in April 2020, a time when Uganda was beginning to implement COVID-19 lockdown. Amid storage challenges, which involved the construction of 3 coffee solar dryers and a coffee store. The solar dryers are 30 meters by 10 each, with the capacity to dry 30 tons of coffee in 10-12 days for cherries and 8-10 days for parchment. The coffee store is at a capacity of 100 tons at a time. This was also supported by a grant of $90,999 which was equivalent to 317 million Uganda shillings from the Embassy of Japan. The gathering here, please allow me to earnestly thank the people of Japan for this great support.
Anto arenda rokaterere engaro government ya Japan abo kukwatiraho.
Now at this time, allow me to talk about the results of this project. Plans. The coffee storage facility and solar drying system has enabled us to dry coffee more efficiently, produce and generate larger volumes of good quality coffee, and attract better prices from both the local and the export markets. We can now realize 60 tons of well-dried coffee in a span of 1 month. The combination of both quantity and quality has enabled the society to penetrate the export market, a factor that is boosting farmers' earnings. This innovation has enabled farmers to get higher prices for their coffee and save time to attend to other economic activities that enhance their livelihoods. These improvements have attracted other development partners to provide more support to the cooperative in particular and coffee farmers in general. The United States African Development Foundation has offered a grant of $250,000 to construct a complete coffee processing plant, as well as capacity building, technical assistance, and administrative support. Uganda Coffee Development Authority has offered a wet coffee processing plant and a wide range of inputs like pesticides, improved coffee seedlings, and fertilizers to further support farmers' earnings. An annual wear and tear provision of 2.5% on cost from income and expenditure of each year to cater for renovations, maintenance, and replacement of worn-out granted facilities. Furthermore, the cooperative has a repair and maintenance budget based on current information on feasible replaceable costs. Now let me talk briefly about our future plans. We intend to do two things in the immediate future. That is establishment of a coffee washing station for better prices and henceforth enhance farmers' incomes more efficiently. The information from grid grading, roasting, capping, and analyzing will enable us to identify defects in our coffee and be able to work backwards, checking up agronomic practices after harvest handling and coffee processing to identify the causes of such defects and address them in time. Exchange gain of 33,717,328 was realized on this project as a dollar exchange gain. We kindly request for your approval to utilize this money for establishment of a coffee laboratory for the reasons that have been stated above. Lastly, it is our wish that this project forms a strong bond between the people of Rubirizi district and those of Japan. For example, this project could be a springboard for a strong trade partnership and cooperation between the coffee farmers in Rubirizi and coffee roasters and other people in the coffee industry in Japan. Your Excellency, sir, as I conclude my speech, allow me to mention those whose contribution to this project have been outstanding. They include the board and staff of the cooperative, Rwanda district, local government leadership and staff, the district technical team, including the production department, represented by the district production officer, who is seated, I think, behind you somehow. I would like to, as the board members of Rwanda Coffee Farmers Cooperative, would like to hand over a gift from the board members and the farmers of Rwanda Coffee Farmers Cooperative to the ambassador. This gift includes a number of things. One, it includes both ground and roasted beans of natural processed Arabica with your family when you get back home, and also with your staff at the Embassy of Japan. It also includes what we grow as farmers of Rwanda. Let me take the honor to thank my family, my dear wife, my mother, my brothers, sisters, and children.
and became an independent local government effective July 2010. It is made of 2 counties, Katerera and Bunyaruguru, 9 sub-counties, 2 town councils, 53 parishes, and 293 villages.
The district has a population of 147,138 with 28,865 households under a land area of 1,109.5 kilometers squared, of which 459.9 kilometers squared, that is 41.5%, is arable land. Out of the 28,865 households, at least 90% have coffee trees as one of their enterprise. Rainfall of with an annual rainfall of 1,500 to 2,000 millimeters, and mean annual temperature range of 15.5 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. This mainly favors the growth of Arabica and Robusta coffee and other crop varieties. The district has 32 crater lakes, which can be tapped for irrigation purposes, hence all year-round coffee production. Coffee productivity is estimated at 12,000 kilograms per acre, that is Arabica coffee, and 1,720 kilograms per acre for Robusta coffee. But this is expected to double under good management practices.
Mweninga vivire vinkwenda kubagambira mwahurira speeches zona bazigamba nyoti ndi mugenyi mukuru aboka abagenyi bakuru nibo bakuza kutugambira ebigamba aho bingi ekyo kubanza mwebare natari kumanya nkiri musomo district kandi kuno mbire ntakizireyo konka my brother Mubangizi bire nangambire kirya kuna ikaha nashemererwa tikwe echa kabiri ni impurani bakozese ndi mibiri bagamba rujungu nibaza kubahindurira haza eche bintu mkebi binene biziromu ni mukimanyangu omuramo ku government eriho tuineyo ekitukweta parish development model okugira ngo tubingo bonako nata kukimanyangu abagwanda ari ni Rwandaro Rwandaro niko bakugeta nata kukimanyangu imwe mukatandika kare so ekiri hanuya kuno tashemerere kuba cyari yobworo kuno na yari yabanaku kureka abanaku naba barema nabatine mikono ngo mu myaka eyo mu misho twagaruka baza kugamba rujungu takubaho kuvunura abo kubimwe mwena nindeba ngo umuziri nimuza kutabana wanyu mu mashomero abo kwa mwahingo mwani reba mbibyo ekindi mucyayi kwasaki mwina munyategereza echa kabiri turi hanuya tikugira ngo tuyijanuya kubuga no gumujungu ebindi kugamba ninja nasa kubatabihoriye no itwe atwire ntande kwa twiraho kutandikira mwanyutegereza nambwe no nahura ni mushaba buri kantu ninje takubihorire ni mushaba buri kantu ni mu bushaba buri kantu ingaha omugezi kuba muhentandikwa na wagerata ayefa so Mubangizi ndi wa timu ni mutekwa ni mweyongerere wote kugira ngo nituzaga kuguma tukushabiriza buri shayona kari genda mweno bijyafa kubasa kusharura ekuti yikumizo mwani zomire ayirezo mukono uri kusharura ekinte cyo bugeiga kandi tukikozese okutushemeye kubane tukikozesa nareba umwani timukaguhingire abataka hingire umwani muhinje umwani mwena mwagureto mu cyoma cyanya nahura ni mugamba katari mwaba kandi mwazaga kugushoroma mu gushoromeje abinji baguhingire ni mu gushorome bitumwe gucika gushare beyi mwenu nko kunareba umwanya mu gushemize no mwani gwanyu mushemere gushemere kandi mwongere muteke hamani rera hanyuma akatare nikaza kuboneka abo kuba katare ngo akarungi kagira kata imwazo mu bitumbwe timuri kuza kubona katare na mwakashabo mujungu nawe tarakabone ko mwani mubi
Kanagira binasigayo mu sase icyamuhero binyenda kusima Ambasada wa Japani ubundo murundi abo kuba namugirango tuyine bizubu byeto biryoko kutwarigero mu covid abazere babarasenta abana bargo mu masomero baringayi omaka kandi go mazima akonywa bakunyikaho muka bakwenda ubuyambi abana kuza kushoma n'abantu bengi kwangu nari mugambera n'ibyamagara birukubi ebyo kusomesa byo mukono birukubi
yangira ati nkwata twaba abanyaruguru tuyina umugisha nkwatagane noha nawe narebo Mubangizi ngo ni expert umutero munga kora ngwine expert akucenga ibya Japani ezengaro tuzikumara mareka kumusera mwe bari ngonywe nadikire yaringa naye hayo niza gukora nawe tokwe numuzo wetu tuzakora hamwe uboro tubingamu ako na nchi nsemeza yabanda savinge bisanya binga mu parliament ngino mukuchumanya nyuti kujiranta.
Ugandans, what do you know about Japan? More than half said Toyota. Yes. I'm happy, but Japan is not only Toyota. Okay? So I think you heard our national anthem at the beginning. Okay? It's a very slow music, and I don't think you understood what it means. Okay? The lyrics of our national anthem comes from a poem written more than 1,000 years ago. Okay? It's an old poem, and it's very difficult to understand for me because it's an old Japanese. But it means that as long as the people live in peace and harmony, the land will thrive and flourish for many, many years to come. That is the meaning of our national anthem. And I found that in your national anthem, in the second part, there's a similar phrase. It says, neighbors, or at the country's cost, in peace and friendship we live. I understand that this country had a very hard time, but now everybody's living in peace and harmony. And especially when I come here, this is a lovely land, there's sun, fertile soil. So I think that is this place. I'm very, very happy to be here. Japan has 4 areas which we are focusing here in Uganda. One is to develop the northern area. Northern area means refugee response project. Your country is hosting now 1.6 million refugees. And we think that as an international community, we have to work together. Second is infrastructure projects. I don't need to explain a lot. The typical one is the Nile Bridge or the Ginger Bridge. Okay? And also we are now constructing a flyover in Kampala. The third one is actually, this is one of those projects, is to improve the income in the rural area. Means farmers. Because farmers has the majority of the population of this country. And the third one is education and health. Education and health is the base thing to run a country. And for all these projects, we need partners. Partners means that it could be central government, it could be United Nations, it could be NGO, and it could be local communities. This project is funded through what we call grant assistance for grassroots project. We say GGP. We started this GGP in Uganda from 1992, and up to now we have completed 274 projects. 274 projects. Most of them is education, health, and sometimes we work together with the farmers cooperative. Coffee consumption is increasing a lot, really a lot. I drink maybe 4 or 5 cups of coffee every day. And I go to the coffee shop in Japan to buy coffee. I'm sorry, but in Japan, Uganda coffee is not so popular. Let's say, it's not well known. It's a fact. Okay? In Japan, most of the coffee comes from Brazil, Ethiopia, Colombia. Okay. Uganda is, I think, number 13. But in the past 10 years, Uganda has grown 6 times, which is the fastest growing exporters to Japan now. You can see that it's getting better and better and better. I have to mention one name which triggered the export of coffee to Uganda. In 2005, there was an expo in Japan. Okay. Last year, there was an expo in Dubai. In 2005, there was an expo in Japan. At that time, the ambassador of Uganda to Japan was Ambassador James Baba. He is a member party from Koboko. Okay. Now, during that time, he said, okay, what are we, Uganda, going to do in Expo? And he promoted coffee. And that started the exportation from here to Japan. Because the coffee served at the Expo was very good. But actually, it was selected the best one. When the business started, sorry to say, there's always a problem. There was maize in the coffee mixed, or it was wet. Okay? So the quality was not good at that time. But gradually, the quality improved. So you can see in the past 10 years, from 2010 to 2020, the quantity, okay, went up 6 times. And I think this kind of facility will boost more export to Japan and also to other countries in the world, okay, for this project. For any project for Japan, we value 2 words, partnership and ownership. Okay. We, Japan, cannot do everything alone. We need partners. So we team up with central government. We work with the Ministry of Agriculture, like an irrigation project. Ministry of Works for roads and bridges. Ministry of Health for hospitals. Education for schools. And for this one, GGP, we directly go through the local government or local community. And as I mentioned, up to now we have done 274 projects, but every year our embassy gets more than 400 applications. 400. We can only do 10 projects because our resources are limited. Resource means human resources and fund. From 400, it has to go through a very, very hard selection process. The first hurdle is documentation, concept paper. Okay. And I have to say that, Chairman John, you did a wonderful job. So that's why I talked with Honorable MP here. If you want to do a project, talk with John. The process to select which project to do, I am not involved. When the final 20 projects are selected, okay, we have to go down to 10. Then I go in. Okay, from 400 to 20 or something like that. My team, as it is mentioned in your speech, Mukasa, Ishihara-san, those people are involved. I cannot touch it. They will do the selection very, very severely and hard. So, and I think that this gentleman there did a perfect job. I have to say that one thing that my dream is that actually the coffee farmers, they become happy. And each year we have a scholarship to send young, brilliant students from Japan to from Uganda to Japan. And I want to see children from this community, from coffee farmers, come to embassy and go to Japan. And to do that, saying is easy, but each family has to bear some cost to send their children to schools, primary schools, secondary schools, universities. Okay? So if this project can be a help to do those things, I'll be very happy. Thank you so much.
Also, for an important and purposeful function, where we launch a coffee drying and storage facility in Rwandaro village, an investment that will certainly add value to the coffee value chain in this area. So on my own behalf and on behalf of the government of Uganda, I want to congratulate you upon this great milestone. The Minister for Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries, Honorable Frank Tumwebaze, was supposed to be chief guest, but he has not been able to officiate this function in person and has sent in his apologies. He was delegated by His Excellency the President to lead a ministerial team that is traversing the Ankole region, launching the parish development model strategy being championed by government of Uganda. I am his delegate at this function. He appreciates the invitation he received to officiate this function through his friend and colleague, Honorable John Tosje Tamuhira. He has requested me to congratulate Mr. John Mubangizi, the board and members of Rwandaro, and people of Bunyaruguru in general upon this great investment, which fits very well in the government strategy of agro-processing and value addition, which is one of the pillars of the parish development model. And he has committed his personal support and that of the Ministry of Agriculture, both technical and otherwise, to ensure coffee growing, its processing and marketing thrives in Rubirizi district. He has requested me to appreciate the people of Rubirizi for supporting and embracing the government programs, and in particular, he appreciates your unwavering support to the NRM party, its political leadership, starting with His Excellency the President, the NRM members of Parliament, and all leaders at all levels of government. The government of Uganda and that of Japan have enjoyed long-term bilateral productive friendship and relationship in many programs, just like the Ambassador has enumerated. The government of Uganda strongly cherishes this cooperation and appreciates all the support from the government and the people of Japan, through you, Your Excellency Ambassador. To the beneficiaries, he once again congratulates you for this facility and further encourages you to profitably utilize the facility to up your capacity in terms of farmer mobilization for quantity and quality improvement for your own sustainability. So as his delegate, I have taken note of the requests, some of which have been responded to by the officer from Uganda Coffee Development Authority, I've also taken note of the reminders about His Excellency the President, the pledges he made, and these days we are living in a digital era. All these requests and reminders have already been transmitted to him. I am very sure, and I have no doubt, that you will receive the corresponding responses in due course. I wish you peaceful existence, steady progress, and prosperity for God and my country.
Mutayi wanje kandi ko kutoba tutandika umukoro na nesaiji umukono kugwa hindera abwanyuma y'urugambo binje bo wareba ibyagambwa amwana no mukuru ambasada okusima honorable John Mubangizi abo obukugera amagize mingi okufayo akafaira abantu ninga soko okugena miso no kureka ngo nafera abantu abarubirizi district umunyisa nje abanyaruguru honorable John President Muhira nawe yasima honorable Mubangizi bwanyuma yo kureka umurumogwe oguyabira nakora omure Kampala akiza akasitama akarisikinga munonga akatandika project ezi nke ya musumba ya mizi hamwe na ejeji Yomwani project zona niziyamba abantu omu community abwensonga zarizimo nazimo cyo kubanza Yomwani yegeno miso kubatungura kandi iri ya mizi nayo ebereza amagara marungi bwanyuma yo kumara kire karingwa bakunywa amizi agebyagana hamwe no kutamura ingendo ningwa usangana n'abana bagwa omumizi awutakarugaho ikuru geno miso ko no subscribinga umukuru kugwatambura gutyo and Ramadan kandi wewe rukono geno miso no tuwochi